Let us continue our reading of Gaudete and Exsultate on the call to holiness in today's world by Pope Francis. And let us try to link it with our readings from the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 3, from verse 1 to 10, and from St. Luke's Gospel, chapter 24, from 13 to 13:5. It is just a brief passage, paragraph 32, from the Pope's Meditations on Sanctity. More alive, more human. Do not be afraid of holiness. It will take away none of your energy, vitality, or joy. On the contrary, you will become what the Father had in mind when He created you, and you will be faithful to your deepest self. To depend on God sets us free from every form of enslavement and leads us to recognize our great dignity. We see this in Saint Josephine Bakhita. Abducted and sold into slavery at the tender age of 7, she suffered much at the hands of cruel masters. But she came to understand the profound truth that God, and not man, is the true master of every human being. This experience became the source of great wisdom for the humble daughter of Africa. So, leading a life shaped by the risen Lord, making this daily effort is not, it will not take away our energy, vitality and joy. On the contrary, our life energies, spiritual and physical energies, will be renewed and blessed. In this octave, in this week of Easter, we are offered the experience which Saint Josephine Bakhita, this African saint, had when she realized in slavery that it is God and not man who is the true master of every human being. Perhaps we could draw the conclusion in this Easter week and rephrase it that it is the risen Lord, our life with Him, which is the true energy, the genuine renewal of our lives. Belonging to the risen Lord, trying to live our days and carry out our daily tasks with the support, in reference to the risen Lord. This is what transforms our life. And if we return against this background to our first reading from the Acts of the Apostles, then when Peter healed in the power of Jesus the crippled man, and how he reacted, he instantly stood up. Instantly his feet and ankles became firm. He jumped up, stood and began to walk, and went with them into the temple, walking and jumping and praising God. Walking and jumping and praising God. This is the celebration of our ordinary human life, that despite the ups and downs, in particular the downs of our life, we can be renewed, we can be settled, we can lead a balanced life when joy dominates, when we live through the purpose of our life, that our life has a genuine direction, led, walked by, together with the risen Lord. And if we have a look at Luke's Gospel as mentioned, the way in which the disciples recognized Jesus, because their eyes opened to the presence of the risen Lord, and how this presence was felt, recognized and celebrated by all the witnesses when they were together. The same opening up of our eye can happen to us as a community, that in this Easter octave we can really recognize that the risen Lord is life-giving. It can correct the paths of our culture, and it is so important, particularly in view of the present war in Europe. And in this Easter octave, when we are literally closer to the words of the risen Lord, let us listen to the news carefully, and let us have this firm experience of discernment that what is the power of the risen Lord, what is the voice of peace, and what is the voice of a state when people, politicians, decision makers are in a deep sleep, in a deep, dark sleep, and instead of pronouncing the words of life, they are pronouncing the words of death, mistrust, and destruction.